up, DramaAlert Nation? I'm your host, Killer Keemstar. Let's get right into the news. Now, I'm here with AshleyShiee. Ashley, how are you known in the gaming community?
I was friends with a few big Minecrafters, and I dated one for 2 years.
And who'd you date?
TB&R Frags.
TB&R Frags. And you're 18 now, right?
Yes.
And, you know, me and you kind of got into a little beef about the Bashur situation when Bashur uploaded the 45-minute video, you know, kind of acting like a victim. We had a disagreement on Twitter, but then you reached out to me yesterday, and you had a change of heart. Can you explain that? Like, your feelings when you first watched the Bashur video and what changed?
I watched the Bashur video, and just like everyone else, I felt so sorry for him, and I felt like I could relate to him because of his whole backstory that he put along with this video. And then I defended him, and then I watched your video, and it kind of just made me realize how unnecessary his whole backstory was.
Right.
Because the only reason for it was to make people feel like they could relate to him.
To manipulate. To make him feel like he was the victim in this situation where adult is trying to have sex with a child, make it seem like he's the victim, which is crazy because, if an adult is trying to have sex with a child, we all know the adult is the bad guy and the child is the victim. Mm-hmm. So you had a change of heart, and not only did you have a change of heart after seeing my point of view, but you remembered something. Can you explain to everyone kind of what you remembered?
I remembered some past things that Bashur had said to me that I had just brushed off because at the time it was no big deal, but now with this whole story, it's more than what I thought it was.
And when you and Bashur were having this conversation, which we're about to get into, ladies and gentlemen, get your popcorn ready. How old were you at the time?
I was 17.
How old was Bashur?
28.
28-year-old man, 17-year-old child. Let's get into it. First of all, real quick, when did you first meet Bashur?
I met Bashur at Minecon, which was November 2013.
Okay. And when did things kind of get a little creepy between you and Bashur?
A few months after I met him, it was in April when he started to try and flirt with me more and more.
And he was doing this on Skype?
Yes.
All right, so we have some of the chat log here, and we'll, I guess, put a link in the description of the full chat log if you want it, guys. But right here, Bashur says, yes, you are. I get turned on every time I see you. You're sexy as hell. Now, what is he talking about? He's just
he was talking about just random Snapchat pictures that I had sent to him and everyone else on my Snapchat.
So this wasn't stuff that you were sending directly to him. You were sending it to all your friends on Snapchat.
Yeah.
He also says here, how could you not know I thought you were sexy as hell? I wasn't shy about it. Ha ha ha. So he was pretty outgoing about him, 28-year-old man trying to hook up with another child. What happened with you and TBR Frey? Am I saying his name right?
Yes.
Okay. What happened between you two? I mean, were you dating at the time that Bashur tried to do this?
At the time of these chat logs, Preston and I were not dating. We had broken up, and then I had told Bashur because me and him were somewhat friends. And then when I told him, he started saying things like this.
Pretty creepy. So you tell him you break up with your boyfriend and he comes at you trying to make sexual advances. He also says here, I took every picture of you that you Snapchatted of me, or that you Snapchatted me because I thought you were beautiful as fuck. Is this really what happened? Every time you Snapchatted, this dude took a picture of you or screenshot of you?
Yes.
That's creepy. He also says here, why is a sexy girl like you so sad, baby? Again, you're 17, he's 28.
Yeah.
So even though this thing happened, right? At the time, did you think it was just okay or what?
At the time, I just brushed it off, to be honest, because I used to, and I still get a lot of attention from guys. Sometimes they just happen to be older. I didn't think anything of it.
But that old, like a 28-year-old?
Yeah, not that old. But I honestly, I don't know why, but I just didn't think anything of it. I thought it was a little weird. That's why I didn't try to lead him on.
Well, it's really weird because, you know, the girl that he started dating, 17, all right, he tried to have sex with you when you were 17. He has already admitted on his YouTube channel that, you know, this incident happened that he got arrested for trying to have sex with a child. I mean, these are three separate things that's out there in the public now. I mean, this guy has a history of trying to have sex with children. I mean, it's crazy. And I think that there's more girls out there. I think there's more girls out there in the community that Bashur's made these advances towards. Do you think that there's more girls out there that he made these advances towards?
I think that it's definitely a possibility.
In all this, what would you hope happens? You know, what would you hope is the end result of you sharing your story?
I just want people to know that it wasn't just what he did. It wasn't just a one-time thing. I defended him because I thought that it was a one-time thing. Went back and saw what he had said to me when I was 17. He knew I was 17.
Right.
It wasn't a one-time thing. And then now with his current girlfriend, they started dating when she was 17. It's kind of the same thing that keeps repeating itself.
He wants to, he's attracted to children. He doesn't want to date like adults. He wants to date children. It's creepy. It's creepy. And I think it's creepy because he has a Minecraft channel, right? I mean, that's the main thing that's scary, right? It's kids that are watching.
Yeah.
You know, what do you think? Bashur said that he's going to do this charity for anti-bullying. Now, I view that as, you know, manipulation, more manipulation of him trying to act like he's the victim and being attacked and being bullied. Do you see it that way as well?
Yeah, it's the same thing as the video, trying to make people, teenagers have all gone through bullying. He's trying to be relatable to his viewers.
You don't have to say any names, but are the other Minecraft YouTubers that you're talking to, again, you don't have to say any names, but what are their opinions on this whole situation?
They all they knew what Bashur had said to me because they were friends with my ex-boyfriend. And they all thought that it was
creepy.
Yeah, really, really creepy. That's why they didn't want to record with him.
What would you say to the people out there that are Bashur fans that are, you know, all gun-ho, you know, leave Bashur alone, leave Bashur? What would you say to those people? Is there something that you'd like to say to them?
Honestly, I was there. I defended him. But to be honest, everything that he has said doesn't add up. You can be a Bashur fan and believe what he's saying, but the pictures that he's put out there of like the newspaper article and stuff said that he was 21 or that he was 20.
20, yeah.
And it just doesn't add up. It's like he's giving pieces here and there, but nothing fits together.
And this is my final question. I think that this guy shouldn't be in the Minecraft community. I think he's a threat. My personal feelings is if he were to accept responsibility and say, look, I did this horrible thing, I was wrong. If that was the video, then we would know that he's wrong, and yeah, maybe he's changed. But when you don't accept responsibility, then, you know, you don't think you did anything wrong, you know, and you might do this again. And, you know, he obviously got arrested for this 10 years ago, right? And he's still, after that, trying to hook up with you, well, obviously he started dating his current girlfriend, and I'm sure there's more girls out there that are going to come out of the woodwork. Do you think this guy, do you think this guy's going to do this again? Do you think he's a threat to the gaming community?
I think that it could happen. It's obvious that he hasn't changed in 10 years. He hasn't changed because, again, it's the same thing repeating. It could happen again in the future. No one knows. It could happen. This
is scary stuff. Guys, thanks for listening. Let's try to shoot for 5 likes. DramaAlert Nation now over 303,000 subscribers. That was a good interview.